surfacing. The files are leaking, and the survivors like Juliet Bryant are bravely speaking out.
Phenomenal woman. She spent almost 2 years with Epstein and Maxwell. So she was out of South Africa, and she ended up getting spotted as a model when she was a teenager. And then as she's submitting her work and stuff, falls into the clutches of Epstein and Maxwell, who took her to the States, took her to the island. The evil deeds began.
How's it affected her life now?
Terribly. She's traumatized. She's living in a secure compound with attack dogs. They were jumping around in the back while I was interviewing her. But she was taken to places like trips, and she was on the Lolita Express with Kevin Spacey, with Bill Clinton, and all these huge names. And she was saying that, you know, when Bill Clinton would come out of a certain room, there was a smell of death, like corpses and cleaning chemicals attached to him.
The soft, innocent name, the Butterfly Trust, is the key to unlocking what was really happening behind closed doors. The godlike powers the elite were playing with, the twisted game they were running on humanity, and their endgame, a controlled, engineered world with mass depopulation at its core. This week, Representative Tim Burchett went on national TV and said it plain. Follow the money when it comes to Epstein.
I want to know the money trail. I want to know who.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
But behind closed doors, it was far worse than anybody imagined. Gates and Epstein weren't just dabbling in science, they were leading the charge in one of the most dangerous experiments in human history, human cloning. According to multiple sources, including Maxwell herself, they were directly involved in the first successful cloning of a human being in a private lab in the Bahamas back in 2002. And it didn't stop there. Maxwell now admits, since that breakthrough, thousands of clone children have been created, raised in secrecy, used for trafficking, experimentation, and worse. Some were harvested for adrenochrome, others were broken, and all of them were hidden until now.
I'm your insurance policy. God.
Juliet Bryant is one of the last Epstein survivors still breathing, and what she's revealing now, they do not want getting out.
My name is Juliet Bryant. I was kidnapped by Jeffrey Epstein from Africa. I was supposed to be a model for Victoria's Secret in New York. Instead, I was kidnapped to the island. A lot of frightening things happened there. They don't want the victims speaking out in the media.
She wasn't just trafficked, she was moved from Epstein's island to his private lab in New Mexico. There, she says she woke up paralyzed, naked, on a steel table, hazmat suits around her, no memory, just fear. And here's what's f***ed. At that exact time, on an island in the Bahamas, a company called Clonaid claimed they successfully cloned the first human baby. Her name? Eve. It's not a theory. That happened. December 2002. So while Juliet was being trafficked, Epstein was deep in cloning, transhumanism, and eugenics. This wasn't just sex crimes. This was a scientific black site run by a monster. She says he shapeshifted in front of her.
Epstein shapeshifted in front of me. It's very hard to understand if you haven't seen it, but I saw it. It was like a weird hologram, and it had like big black eyes.
His form flickered like a hologram. Horns grew from his head. His eyes turned pitch black. Huge, alien, soulless. She didn't see a man. She saw something reptilian.
I think they were taking our eggs. They had the Butterfly Trust. The human hips are shaped like a butterfly. So if they were taking our eggs, it would make sense. It connects the dots of the Butterfly Trust.
And the other survivors? Most of them are dead, like Virginia, Carolyn, and Juliet. She's still here. She's still warning us. This is a spiritual war, but nobody ever said the battles weren't going to be physical.
If you've been paying attention to the World Economic Forum in recent years, you'll already know. In fact, President Clinton quietly banned human cloning back in 1997, right after learning what Gates and Epstein were really up to behind the scenes. When even the usual suspects start backing away, you know the agenda goes beyond the pale, as Juliet Bryant explains.
Were they taking our eggs? Virginia Gaffer said that they wanted to take a baby from her.
Your baby, but it would really be our baby, and we would have you sign a document that says.
Clonaid, very nearby in the Bahamas, made the first baby, Eve, in 2002, the same year I was taken there. Clinton banned funds being used for human cloning in 1997, 1 year after Dolly the sheep was cloned in 1996.
Cloning and baby farms were all the rage in the late 90s and early 2000s, as the elite operated safe in the knowledge that the public had no idea what they were doing. Hollywood actors, directors, and even Oprah Winfrey herself were involved, according to Bryant.
I met Michael Bay, who made The Island, the movie about cloning there. I also met many scientists. As we all know, Oprah visited the island. Oprah, who was friends with John of God, who ran a baby farm.
Bryant isn't staying silent, and she's got a defiant message for anybody still claiming that there's no Epstein lists, that Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked children to no one, and that it's all just a giant conspiracy. Her message is simple: follow the money. If there was nothing to see here, why did JP Morgan pay out hundreds of millions of dollars to Epstein's victims? Why is Epstein's account still moving millions, years after his so-called suicide? And why was Bryant herself quietly awarded 2 separate settlements, one for $1 million and another for $900,000? The paper trail doesn't lie, and the deeper you dig, the darker it gets.
Why did JP Morgan have to pay $290 million to the victims? And also, why was there $1 billion worth of human trafficking transactions found between Epstein and JP Morgan's accounts?
Epstein's Butterfly Trust, quietly funded by Bill Gates and fueled by his obsession with cloning and eugenics, may be the key that finally ties it all together. The bizarre experiments, the missing children, the secret labs in the Bahamas, the settlements nobody can explain, and the same names showing up again and again on flight logs, in foundations and behind closed doors. Follow the Butterfly Trust and you start to see the full picture. Epstein wasn't acting alone. He was part of something much bigger, an elite engineered blueprint for a post-human future.
I've been trying to work out the Butterfly Trust for a few years now. Recently I realized the human hips are shaped like a butterfly. So if they were taking our eggs, it would make sense. It connects the dots of the Butterfly Trust.
According to Maxwell, many of the thousands of cloned children are already dead, used, abused, and discarded by the elite like broken toys. But others? They're still out there, alive, hidden in plain sight, giving new identities, new backstories, and walking among us. And most will never know where they came from. As Kaiser Soze said, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And that's exactly how the elite have operated, hiding their crimes in plain sight, wrapping their horrors in philanthropy, science, and celebrity. But the illusion is cracking, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here at The People's Voice, we're determined to continue exposing the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family about us, and join the People's Voice Locals community.